Hey you beautiful people! Since I wanted to make a simple kit this time, I decided to go with the basic olive drab color scheme with this Sherman. I mean, it's probably inaccurate since I'm painting it with green tones, but at this scale it's important to go lighter and brighter since smaller scales distort color effects immensely. I didn't care to put primer on the kit, but just to be on the safe side I decided to give it a wash in soapy water and let it dry for a few days under a box so it doesn't gather dust in the meantime. Luckily, the AK rear color line of paints adhere well and only need one coat to be sprayed on. The base green is the regular green RC83 from AK. To tone the color down and create subtle color modulation, I sprayed AK's Protective K on some smaller segments. This is not highly visible, but helps a lot to create a more natural color shift between parts. Now that the Sherman is painted, it's time to give it personality. The kit provides multiple decal options, Russian Lend-Lease ones included, but I decided to just do an American Sherman. I have never before built a kit that served in the Pacific, so my choice fell on the Sherman number C40 called Caesar. The decals are detailed well and come off easily from the sheet. Attaching them is simple enough after the sheet was soaked in water. The tank got a drop of water as well to transfer the decal off the sheet. I pushed the decal on the tank with a brush, but in hindsight I should have used cotton swabs as well. The left C40 decal went AWOL after it had dried and before I could put on varnish. It is what it is. I painted up the tools on the hull in a dark grey color, and the handles with a light brown. It takes some extra effort on this scale, but your model will thank you for painting up details. Since I decided to create Sherman Caesar, I needed to approach the track coloring accordingly. First, I primed them with Tamiya Grey Primer from a rattle can. It's important for the tracks at least, because they will be moved until they are glued in place and I don't want to have paint chipping from them. I have no clue yet if I can attach them correctly, so I prepare for the worst and make them look worn and rusty soon. The first step is to give the tracks a sand base tone. This will look as if the tracks are covered in sand for a long time and have not been moved or cleaned. Next, the raised parts of the tracks are dry brushed to the dark rust color. This will further deepen the illusion of inoperable tracks, but I can still polish them later with graphite if needed. On to the chipping. The whole theme of this small kit is to complete it in a fairly quick and easy manner, so the first layer of chipping is done with the sponge technique. I just attached a small sponge piece to tweezers, dabbed them in Ammo by Mix Reseda Grün, and dabbed lightly on the raised and most scratched parts of the tanks. The darker chips were done by brush as they needed more attention and need to stay inside the previously created light ones. It takes some time, but I managed to get it done in an hour on this kit. It's definitely worth it. The 50 cal on the turret got a quick Nuln oil wash to make it more realistic and grimy. You can do this with regular dark oil washes too, but I haven't spilled it yet, so I can use it for model kits outside the 40k universe. And I have to paint on the tank number C40 because the decal decided to move to Mexico and do illegal stuff. Let's just pretend that the tactical number was painted in fill conditions on the left side for whatever reasons. Now that all paint related things are done, the kit can be sealed with AK's satin varnish. I personally like the sheen it gives to the kit, it looks much heavier and made from steel now. Weathering will tone it down anyways, but that's the theme for the next video. The kit turned out great so far. Every detail is still visible and the sheen of the varnish really makes the cast texture on the turret pop. Join me in the next video for some nice beach weathering with pigments and washes. If you like this video, write to us and look up our other stuff on the shown outlets. Thanks for watching and keep us in your sights.